I hope you're having a great week so far. I'm Fox 26 meteorologist Ramisha Shea with a check on our tropical forecast, what's happening, what's cooking out there in the tropics. And guess what, folks? We've only got a couple more weeks to get through before we can say adios, goodbye to the 2022 hurricane season. We have made it through without any major impacts here, so we have been spared. We've been very fortunate. But of course, we will turn our attention to what's happening for the next season after we end this season. But at least we do get a little bit of a break before that happens. But let's talk about what we expect the last few weeks. And historically, typically, not a lot of action in the tropics for us. In fact, the risk of us getting a landfalling tropical system here in the last few weeks of hurricane season, extremely low. Notice the peak of hurricane season was right around September 10th. We've now made it all the way through September, October, and now just a few weeks left in November. And the chances are very low that we would get a tropical depression, a tropical storm, or a hurricane. And as we check out the tropics, the Gulf of Mexico, it is pretty quiet right now. No major areas of showers or thunderstorms out there. We've got a few showers close to the Gulf Coast, but nothing that will be expected to develop into anything tropical. So that is good news. As we zoom down to the Caribbean Sea, things are looking pretty quiet here. We do have a few showers and storms as we push down towards northern sections of South America and over towards Central America, but nothing that we are expecting to develop into a tropical cyclone. So great news there as well. Up towards Puerto Rico, Haiti, Dominican Republic, looking quiet just the way we like it. In fact, as I expand the view and show you all of the Atlantic basin, no new tropical cyclone action expected within the next 5 days. It has not been that often where we've been able to say there's nothing going on out there as far as any tropical systems expected to develop. Now, this is for the Atlantic basin. Quiet in the Gulf, quiet in the Caribbean, quiet in the Atlantic, but also for the Eastern Pacific, we're pretty quiet there as well. So this is great news for us. Hopefully we can keep things on the quiet side for 2 more weeks, and then we can say goodbye to this hurricane season, and then we can start to worry about what could possibly come next year for the 2023 hurricane season. But if we were to get anything developed, the sea surface temperatures out there, at least for the Caribbean, are still on the very warm side, low to middle 80s as we check out those buoy temps down around the Caribbean. Cooling off though for the northern Gulf of Mexico with that chilly air that spilled in from Canada and made it all the way down into our area, into the deep south. We've got those sea surface temps in the low 60s just to the south of the Florida Panhandle, and then we've got temps in the upper 60s for the western section of the Gulf. So some cooler water there that will kind of hinder a lot of development. But if we were to get something developing out in the Caribbean, there would certainly be a shot for some additional development. We've gotten through several names for the Atlantic basin for this hurricane season. Of course, the last couple of systems were Martin and Nicole. So right now, over the next 5 days, I'm not expecting any additional activity in the Atlantic or the Eastern Pacific. But after that, if we were to get something cranking out there, something going, it would be named Owen, Paula, then Richard, and then Sherry, and then a few more names on that list before we would run out of names. But guess what? With only 2 weeks left in the hurricane season, I suspect we're not going to get anywhere close to running out of those names. As I mentioned, we are just about hurricane season officially ends on November 30th. So a couple more weeks and we will be finished with this, and hopefully we won't have to worry about any major impacts for the next couple of weeks. So the tropics are very quiet out there. Hopefully we can keep things that way, but we've had a lot more action locally. So if you want to know more about what we could have happening in the tropics or locally, make sure you go to the App Store and download the Fox 26 weather app. Search for Fox 26 in the App Store. You can have this on your iPhone, you can have this on your Android phone, you can have this on your tablet. You can always keep track of the radar, rain, storms moving in, and those chilly temperatures that we have all been trying to get used to for the last few days. So make sure to get the Fox 26 weather app. You can also say hello to me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at Ramisha Shade TV for Twitter, at Ramisha Shade Weather for Facebook, and at Ramisha Shade on Instagram. Make it a great evening and stay safe out there.